My parents always said, your sister needs more support because life is harder for her. When I built a six-figure business, they demanded I make her equal partner with 50% ownership. I said, not happening. My parents always said, your sister needs more support because life is harder for her. When I built a six-figure business, they demanded I make her equal partner with 50% ownership. I said, not happening. Growing up, I heard the same excuse every time Aubrey failed at something. She needs extra help. You're naturally good at things. She has to work harder. Never mind that I studied until midnight while Aubrey partied. Never mind that I worked 2 jobs through college while Aubrey dropped out twice on their dime. It was always Aubrey needs more. Aubrey deserves another chance. Aubrey's trying her best. I stopped expecting fairness at 16, moved out at 18, put myself through business school while working full-time. I watched them bail Aubrey out of credit card debt 3 times, co-signed 2 car loans she defaulted on, pay her rent for a year when she needed to find herself. Last year, I finally did it. Launched my marketing agency, landed my first major clients, hit 6 figures in revenue by month 8. I was 29 years old, and it was the first thing I'd built that nobody could take credit for. I posted about it on social media, proud as hell. Mom commented within minutes. So happy for you, sweetheart. Let's have dinner this week. They showed up at my office 3 days later, both of them, plus Aubrey, who I hadn't seen in 4 months. Red flag. We sat in my conference room, the one I decorated myself, and Dad cleared his throat like he was about to announce something important. We've been discussing your success, he started, and we think it's time to bring Aubrey into the business. I blinked. Excuse me? Mom jumped in, voice careful. As an equal partner, 50% ownership, 50%. She needs stability, and you two could do this together. You've always been good at business. She's good with people. Perfect combination. Aubrey doesn't know anything about marketing, I said slowly. Dad waved his hand. She'll learn. You can teach her. Besides, it's only fair. We helped you both equally growing up. This way, you're both set up for success. Equally? I repeated. You paid her rent for a year. You've given her over $40,000 that she's never paid back. You co-signed loans I told you not to. That's different, Mom said quickly. She needed more support. You were always self-sufficient. Because I had to be, I shot back. Because every dollar you had went to bailing her out. Aubrey finally spoke. Don't be bitter. This is a good opportunity for both of us. I bring different skills. What skills? I asked. Name one business you've successfully run. She flinched. That's mean. It's a question. Dad's voice hardened. This attitude is exactly why we're concerned. You're becoming selfish. Family supports family. I agree, I said. Which is why I paid for your anniversary trip last year, when Aubrey borrowed the money you'd saved. Which is why I co-signed your medical loan when Aubrey's credit was too destroyed to help. Which is why I've never asked for a single dollar back. Mom's face went cold. We're not talking about the past. We're talking about Aubrey's future. She deserves this chance. She deserves a job she applies for and earns, I said. Not 50% of a business she contributed 0 hours and $0 to building. It's just business, Aubrey said. Don't make it personal. It's my business. I stood up. I took the risk. I worked 80-hour weeks. I maxed out my credit cards when banks wouldn't give me loans because I had no cosigner. This isn't a family project. It's mine. Dad's face went red. If you do this, don't expect us to be there when your business fails. Good thing it won't fail, I said, walking to the door. Since I'm the only one running it who knows what they're doing. They left furious. Mom said I'd regret pushing family away. Dad said pride comes before a fall. Aubrey called me a selfish bitch on her way out. The family group chat imploded. Aunts and uncles I barely knew suddenly had opinions about my character. My cousin said I was abandoning family values. I muted them all and kept working. 4 months later, Dad called. Aubrey had started her own consulting business with money they'd loaned her. It failed in 6 weeks. Now they needed $8,000 to cover her business debts. Can you help your sister out? I laughed. Put that in writing and send it to my accountant. Oh wait, you don't have my accountant's info. Probably should have gotten it before assuming I'd hand over half my company. Last month, Mom texted. We're redoing our estate plan. You're getting less since you don't need help like Aubrey does. I replied, makes sense. Give her my share. She'll blow through it in a year anyway. Then I went back to my office, the one with my name on the door, and signed my biggest client yet. Sometimes the best partnership is the one you have with yourself.